Welcome to this video on the topic of addition and subtraction involving algebraic fractions. In this video I'm going to show you two examples of how we can go about doing addition and subtraction of different fractions. Now looking at example 1 here, we have x divided by 2 plus 3x divided by 4. What we're going to do is add these two fractions together using the rule shown above here. So doing that, we're going to first multiply our two denominators together. So we're going to go 2 times 4. Secondly, we're going to look at our symbol that we're dealing with, and we've got a plus symbol. So I'm going to throw in a plus symbol here. Thirdly, I'm going to get the first term in the numerator, and that's going to be the multiplication of the first numerator with the second denominator. So that's going to be x times 4. Then we're going to get our second term in our numerator by multiplying our second numerator with our first denominator. So that's going to be 3x times 2. Cleaning this up, we're going to get 4x plus 6x all divided by 8. Collecting like terms in the numerator, we're going to go 4x plus 10, or 6x is 10x all over 8. And we can simplify that because we know 10 and 8 are both divisible by 2. So we're going to get 5x all over 4, like so. Alright, so that's example 1 done. Now there is a faster way to calculate this, but I'll show you how to do that after I've done the second example. So let's go down and we get to our second example here, and it's a over 3 minus 2a over 5. What we want to do is we want to subtract these two fractions. Now we're going to use the exact same rule that we used above, whereby we're going to multiply the two denominators together. Then I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator. So numerator of the first fraction with the denominator of the second fraction, and then the denominator of the second with the numerator of the denominator of the first with the numerator of the second. So we're going to go 3 times 5, and that's under. We've got our minus over here. So that's our operation, minus. Then we're going to go a times 5 multiplied with 3 times 2a, or 2a. Cleaning this up, we get 15, and that's under 5a, take 6a. Now difference between 5 and 6 is 1, but because the 6 is bigger, we're going to get negative 1a all over 15, and we don't actually need that implied 1 there, so we can scrub that out. Therefore, our answer is going to be negative a over 15. Too simple. Now, going back up, we had a look at this first example here, and I said there's a quicker way to do it. And there is a quicker way, which I'll show you now. Alright, so in your earlier years at school, you would have seen that if you have fractions like a half plus a half, you can add these together because they've got a common denominator. So a half plus a half is simply equal to 1, or it's equal to 2 over 2, which is the same as writing 1. Similarly, if you had something like 3/5 plus 1/5, you can simply add them together and go 3 plus 1 all over 5 is equal to 4/5. So this all works. Now the reason why it works is because there's a common denominator. Now we can actually cause this to occur simply by manipulating the fractions that we have. So think about, we've got x over 2 plus 3x all over 4. Now what we want to do is we want to have both of these fractions to have a common denominator. Now if we look at 3x over 4 and compare it to x over 2, we ask ourselves, what do these have in common? And we know that 2 is a factor of 4. So what we can get away with doing is we can multiply the denominator of this first fraction by 2, And because we're multiplying the denominator by 2, we also multiply the numerator. So effectively what's occurred is we're multiplying x over 2 by 1, so 2 over 2 is 1, but we can change the form that it's in. So we're going to get 2x over 4. So the number's still the same, but rather it's in a different form. Now, because we've got a common denominator here, we can simply go 2x plus 3x. So we can simply add the two numerators together and put it over the common denominator, which is 4. And then simplifying that, we get 5x over 4. So a bit of a shortcut you can use when you're more proficient or when you're feeling confident in adding and subtracting fractions together.